It was fast. Too fast. A Chinese warship cruising through contested waters near the eastern edge of the Taiwan Strait picked up a strange radar signature, multiple contacts approaching at irregular speeds, low on the waterline. There were no engine sounds, no thermal heat signatures, and no radio chatter, just movement. Dozens of shapes gliding in perfect synchronization toward the destroyer's port side. The ship's defense AI flagged them as unknown. Seconds later, the swarm split, half dove under the ship's radar horizon, the other half executed a wide arc at blistering speed, jamming communications as they advanced. By the time human crew members reached their consoles, it was already too late. This wasn't a simulation. It was a live exercise. And it proved one terrifying thing. Taiwan's autonomous sea drone swarms are no longer just a prototype. They're active, they're intelligent, and they're rewriting the future of naval warfare. Most people think of war as tanks, jets, and missiles. But Taiwan has chosen a different path, one built on algorithms, decentralization, and the power of many. In the face of a looming Chinese invasion threat, Taiwan has realized it cannot win with firepower alone. Instead, it's going smaller, smarter, and deadlier. It's building machines that don't sleep, don't hesitate, and don't wait for orders. This is the rise of the swarm, and what's coming next could change everything. Taiwan's military knows the numbers. The People's Liberation Army Navy is now the largest in the world. Over 355 combat ships, including aircraft carriers, guided missile destroyers, and nuclear submarines. By comparison, Taiwan's entire fleet stands at fewer than 90 ships. A conventional naval showdown would last hours, maybe days at best. So instead of preparing to fight toe-to-toe, Taiwan has embraced a strategy called asymmetric warfare, using low-cost, high-impact tactics to level the playing field. The centerpiece of that strategy? Unmanned, AI-controlled sea drones that fight together as a swarm. Unlike traditional naval vessels, these drones are cheap to produce, hard to detect, incredibly fast, and nearly impossible to jam. Each drone is just a few meters long, designed with stealth in mind. They ride low in the water, evade radar, and emit minimal acoustic noise. But their real power comes from coordination. Because one drone is nothing. 10 drones, a nuisance. But 50 or more, moving in formation, thinking as one, adapting in real time. That's a nightmare for even the most advanced destroyer. These drones communicate wirelessly using mesh networks, sharing data about terrain, threats, and targets with each other instantaneously. If one drone is destroyed, the others shift roles. Some act as decoys, others jam sensors. A few strike hard and fast. They are built for deception, confusion, and chaos, and they don't need a human to tell them what to do. The first hints of this doctrine emerged back in 2021. Taiwan's Defense Ministry quietly increased funding to the National Chung-Shan Institute of Science and Technology, its primary R&D body for military technology. By mid-2022, rumors surfaced about autonomous patrol vessels being tested along Taiwan's southeastern coast. The public barely noticed, but behind closed doors, defense officials knew they had something big. In late 2023, a secret test was conducted off Green Island. A Chinese-built cargo ship, used as a mock target, was surrounded by 24 unmanned sea drones in under 4 minutes. The swarm jammed its radar, simulated a torpedo strike from beneath, and disabled its communications tower. The ship never even saw it coming. It was the first fully autonomous sea drone attack simulation on record. What makes these machines truly terrifying isn't their hardware, it's the AI running them. Taiwan has partnered with multiple AI startups and academic labs to develop adaptive control systems for real-time decision-making. The AI models learn from past maneuvers, simulate thousands of outcomes before making a move, and coordinate swarm behavior with no need for centralized command. This means they don't follow scripts, they think, and they get better with every mission. From a military standpoint, this is revolutionary. Traditional naval defenses, like close-in weapon systems or radar-guided missiles, are designed to stop a few targets at once. They cannot handle dozens of fast, erratic, unpredictable attackers moving in 3 dimensions. That's what makes a swarm so dangerous. It's not brute force, it's entropy. The more chaos it generates, the more effective it becomes. Imagine a single destroyer in contested waters. Now imagine 60 sea drones, small, silent, autonomous, converging from multiple directions. Some deploy smoke or electronic interference. Others dart in and out of radar, mimicking false signatures, and a few carry live explosives. Within minutes, that billion-dollar warship is overwhelmed, not by missiles, but by algorithms. In the last year, Taiwan has expanded testing to include aerial coordination, launching sea and aerial drones together in hybrid operations. Swarm AI protocols now allow surface and air units to share targeting data, cross-domain jamming techniques, and synchronized assaults on naval vessels from above and below. This is no longer theoretical. It's happening, and China knows it. Satellite imagery has shown new AI testing grounds on Taiwan's southern tip, including dummy ships and radar installations for stress testing swarm performance. Taiwan is not just playing defense. It's actively preparing to disrupt and disable incoming naval forces long before they reach shore. And while Beijing has begun developing its own AI-powered drones, insiders suggest Taiwan may be ahead in one critical area: deployment speed. Taiwan's smaller geography allows for faster testing and iteration. And with constant threat pressure, there's no red tape slowing things down. In a real conflict, that urgency could mean the difference between survival or occupation. But autonomy also brings risk. What happens if a drone misidentifies a civilian vessel? Or if enemy forces hack a swarm and redirect it mid-mission? Who's responsible? The operator? The software engineer? The government? These questions don't have answers. In 2024, a Taiwanese drone accidentally collided with a Japanese fishing trawler during a foggy weather test. No one was injured, but the incident highlighted just how thin the margin for error is. Experts warn that a full-scale swarm deployment could trigger an international crisis if anything goes wrong. And there's another fear. What if the swarm decides not to listen? These systems are designed for decentralized operation. They're built to continue missions even if command is cut off. That's the strength of swarm logic. But it's also the weakness. You can't recall something that doesn't need instructions. You can only hope its programming holds. Despite these concerns, Taiwan continues to push forward. New generations of sea drones are now being built with modular weapon bays, allowing quick swaps between surveillance, jamming, or kinetic payloads. Underwater versions are also in development. AI-controlled submarines that can patrol choke points, lay mines, or shadow enemy vessels undetected. Combined with aerial and surface swarms, this creates a tri-swarm doctrine, a full spectrum of autonomous war machines covering air, surface, and undersea domains. And the scariest part? They're cheap. While a single destroyer may cost billions, a swarm of 50 sea drones can be built for the cost of a single fighter jet. This isn't just military innovation, it's economic warfare. China would need to spend 10 times as much to counter Taiwan's swarm strategy ship for ship. That's the brilliance of asymmetric tech. It doesn't fight fair, it fights smart. Looking ahead, Taiwan's military is planning to integrate swarm protocols into its national defense drills by 2026. At that point, AI sea drones will no longer be a backup plan. They'll be frontline units, active, autonomous, and trusted with real defense roles. If conflict breaks out before then, these systems may be tested in real combat. And when they are, the world will be watching. Because what's happening in the Taiwan Strait is not isolated. The lessons learned here could reshape naval doctrine globally. Already, the US, Japan, and Australia are developing their own swarm technologies, each learning from Taiwan's experiments. Some analysts believe the next global arms race won't be in nukes, but in swarm AI. A silent contest of machines, faster, smarter, and colder than any general. Taiwan isn't waiting to find out who wins. They're building their defense now, one drone at a time. And in the black waters of the Pacific, that may be enough. Because the future of naval warfare won't be decided by the biggest fleet, but by the smartest one. One that can move like a wave, strike like a hive, and vanish without a trace. This is the future, and it's already here.